All right, dear friends, this is Vinney Chopra from the Syndication Made Easy podcast. As you know, we come live. Well, sometime live. I come live on Friday, which becomes a podcast also. But then also this podcast I record during the week and bring some great guests. So thanks for liking all these content and giving me 5-star reviews. As you know, if you give 5-star reviews and even personal comments, I like to read all of them, and that really brings us higher in the iTunes and other places. I'm also into Twitter now, you might know, a TikTok also, and Pinterest and YouTube. Of course, a lot of you are really enjoying my content in the YouTube. So it's a video podcast, but it's going to be all over. But I have a great guest over here. I have a great guest over here, a good friend of mine. That's, Alpesh Parmar is in the house today. We're going to hang out with him. He's an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, author, a mentor, and a podcast of his own. And as you see in the background there, wealthmasters.com. Please do look at and subscribe to his podcast. He's a great friend, lives very close by. And we have known each other for about 5 years. And he came from India like me, and just wanted to come out here and make the best in the real estate. We're going to get into his story and look at where the markets, what markets he's investing, what kind of diversified, different portfolios he's getting into. Hi, Alpesh, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing awesome. Tell me a little bit more. You came from India 2001, I think.
Yes.
Right? Almost 21 years back.
Yes.
So how did you and when did you get into real estate? And then kind of take us through a journey.
Sure. So it would be in 3 days, it would be 21 years.
Aha.
So I came at the worst time, right? .com bubble had crashed and there was a lot of, so I've already seen a couple of crashes, 2001, 2000 and 2008 and 9.
Yeah.
So 2009 was the catalyst for me because 2001 I came here, but 9 is actually I got affected and I lost my job.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm telling you this story because how my mindset started shifting towards setting up multiple streams of income. That's when I got into real estate. So 2011 is when I was able to rent out my townhouse in Union City and move here in, close to you.
Yeah.
So 2011. So that's when I started learning, I'm generating another cash flow, right? Even though it was a minuscule cash flow,
Yes.
but it was something. And it started changing my mindset about real estate because you always hear about the words that you have to go wake up at 2 a.m. in the night and termites and toilets and tenants, the 3 T's.
Yep.
And also about that in Bay Area, the properties don't, you don't get cash flow, but somehow I had little bit of cash flow.
Yep.
But that was the catalyst in 2015 is when I decided that, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm more stable. I had I became an entrepreneur, started my own business on IT side.
Yes.
Because after I got laid off, I decided I'm not going to do W2 job anymore. And I have not since 2009. So 2015, I sold the townhouse and started looking out of state, right? Because when everyone else was buying in California, I thought, okay, I want to have larger cash flow. I don't care about appreciation which you and I talk about, right? The goal is to create multiple streams of income.
That's
yes.
So true.
Yeah. You got to have, if you invest in one single family, it's not going to help you much. If you buy 4plex, yes. And if you invest in 150 units of apartment building, now you got diversification, more cash flow, right? So that's has been always the goal. So 2015, I started investing myself. 2016, I started investing in syndication like yours and others. Yeah. So I saw the power of syndications as well. So, and I always tell people, always do it on your own, learn the ropes, so you know how difficult it is. Yeah. then you realize to, invest in, large apartment building as well, because now you know how difficult that was, generating cash flow from one single family or one door or two doors. Yeah. Now you are, looking at much, and when you go up, the one thing you always talk about, and I have learned, is that it gets easier when you scale up, right?
Yes,
So
it
that
really
has,
does.
yeah,
When the revenues are more, we are able to expense our different things. If the
yes,
revenues are so little and you have, something comes on the way, there goes your
exactly.
cash flow. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
so
Let's say
right.
you are making, $5,000 a year, and you have a roof to replace, $10,000, and you are done for that year, right? So that's how it started, and then slowly from single family to multifamily, and now I mostly focus on mobile home parks, senior housing, and
Yes,
actually I have my Bitcoin mining funds as well. So those are
yes.
my focus areas. Basically, I started as of 2020.
I love it. I love it. When you said mobile home parks, I really like, how that has developed. I know Dylan Marma is a big player
Yes.
who went to my academy, got to know me, and, it's on his own. He's done so well in mobile homes and now diversifying. That's fabulous. I have a very good friend also in New Jersey, and he was sharing with me. He's been a king of mobile homes also. Kevin
Nice.
Pop is another one.
Oh yeah,
But then
Kevin, of course.
yeah. But let's talk about multifamily. So, how you got into and how you're scaling, like how is your underwriting, and give some pointers to people who are, let's say investing passively. Like you said, you also starting to invest passively. What pointers would you give, investors who want to invest passively?
Sure. So as I said, I started with single family. Then the second thing I heard that I got to have more doors. So the second investment was a duplex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I kept hearing you got to even have more doors. So I kept buying duplexes, and then I ended up in 2017. I bought two 9-unit apartment buildings on my
Good.
own.
Good,
One
good.
in Ridgecrest, California, and another one in Birmingham, Alabama. I still own the one in Birmingham because, knock on wood, it's been doing great and I don't have any complaints. I don't want to sell it. I
Sure.
ended up selling the Ridgecrest one because I thought the market was ripe for correction in California, which didn't happen. But then I stumbled upon syndication, right? Attending some meetups and attending a lot of conferences. So one thing I highly recommend people, even if you are a passive investor, still you got to network. Still you want to meet like-minded people. That's how I started. My goal was never to syndicate. When I started attending those meetups or going to real estate conferences, paying from my pocket, going to all over the country, trying to meet people who are in same boat as me and
Yeah.
who are looking to diversify their portfolio, looking to create multiple streams of income,
Sure.
and of course, grow bigger in real estate, right? So network, meet as many people as possible, meet follow people like Vinney Chopra. Means he has been so successful and he has been doing this for so many years, and on top of that he's so humble, right? So because I met him 5 years ago, we met at a Starbucks, and I didn't even think that I'm meeting this big syndicator or celebrity. So and I'm glad that he still remembers that day. But so meet people like him, follow people like him, and a lot of other syndicators. There are big names out there. I don't want to take all the names,
Sure.
but I attended their conferences, going from Brad Sumrock's conference to Mark Kenny's Think Multifamily to
Rod
Joe
Clee.
Fairless, Rod
Yeah,
Cliff, Joe
Rod Clee,
Fairless.
Joe Fairless.
So I'm missing out Michael Blank.
Michael
So
Blank,
I attended all of their
amazing friend.
conferences
Yes.
one time. I just wanted
Yeah.
to experience, to meet different kind of people.
Surely.
There is also Adam Adams, who runs a conference as
Oh
well
yeah,
in Colorado.
Adam from Denver.
Yes, yeah, great friend. Exactly. So, attend those conferences. That's one thing. Second, start looking at, even if you don't want to invest with a particular syndicator or an operator, at least still subscribe to their newsletters.
Yeah, yeah.
You will got to see how much research they put in, right? You can see if someone sends you a terse email like 5 lines and someone sends you a 20 pages worth of report, but it gives you pretty good idea about the kind of research they put in,
Yes.
as well as the research about that particular market. Maybe you wouldn't want to invest with, or you don't want to invest with that particular operator, but now you know about one more market to look into, right?
Totally.
Maybe
Yep.
that market will open up your eyes and you will meet someone else from that market to invest with.
so true. So true.
So
what
that's
you're saying.
yeah, that's another thing. And third thing you have mentioned to me before when we met 5 years ago, subscribe to all those brokers and all, and you can
Yes.
you receive all their research as well.
Yeah.
So now you are pretty much building not only your network but the database, right? Regarding the market, the job growth, etc. And then you should dive into investing in a multifamily on your own or single family.
Totally. And, Alpesh, I always say, for the limited partners, you definitely want to look into the principals who are offering the memorandums or packets.
Yes.
How conservative they are, what's their track record, and how many cooks are in the kitchen.
That's a great point. Actually,
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that. So
Sure.
we already know that too many cooks spoil the recipe, right? And I have been burnt myself as a LP, and I mentioned to you before with a
Yeah.
couple of big celebrity syndicators.
Wow.